Rick Ross recently discussed the possibility of reconciling with Drake during his appearance on Young Miami's Caresha Please podcast. The tension between Ross and Drake dates back to earlier this year when Drake mentioned Ross in the diss track Push-Ups, which was part of his broader feud with Kendrick Lamar. In retaliation, Rick Ross released his own track, Champagne Moments, adding fuel to the fire. When Young Miami broached the subject of resolving the conflict, Ross's response was notably nonchalant. He expressed his indifference by stating, "I ain't losing no sleep over none of that," indicating that the ongoing dispute is not something that keeps him up at night. Ross made it clear that any potential reconciliation would depend on his mood and how he feels at the time, rather than any external pressures or expectations. As a passionate fan of hip-hop and rap, this situation is a fascinating reflection of how the culture handles conflicts and rivalries. Rick Ross's laid-back attitude toward the situation embodies a mature and measured approach to dealing with industry beefs. It shows that, while rivalries can be intense and public, they often don't have to dictate an artist's overall focus or well-being. Ross's statement suggests that despite the drama, he's not letting it overshadow his career or personal life. From a broader perspective, the way Ross handles this conflict underscores a common theme in hip-hop: the ability to address and move past rivalries with a sense of perspective. It's a reminder that, while diss tracks and feuds are part of the game, they don't have to dominate an artist's life or career. The industry often sees these conflicts as a part of its narrative, but many artists, like Ross, choose to keep a level head and prioritize their own peace and progress over prolonged disputes. Rick Ross made it clear that the conflict with Drake wasn't rooted in anything serious and was more of a reaction to Drake mentioning his name in the diss track Push-Ups. According to Ross, the situation was largely about him responding to being pulled into a dispute that he felt wasn't directly related to him. He explained that when his name gets brought into a conflict that doesn't involve him directly, he'll address it, but without investing too much emotional energy into it. Ross's relaxed attitude toward the beef highlights his broader approach to handling conflicts. He prefers to address issues when necessary, but chooses not to dwell on them. This approach demonstrates a level of maturity and composure, reflecting how he navigates the ups and downs of the industry with a pragmatic mindset. For fans of hip-hop and rap, Ross's demeanor serves as a reminder of how rivalries and conflicts, while often dramatic and public, don't have to consume an artist's life. Instead of letting beefs escalate or affect his overall well-being, Ross addresses them as they come, but maintains a focus on his career and personal peace. This perspective aligns with a broader view of hip-hop, where maintaining one's composure and prioritizing personal growth can be more valuable than getting entangled in ongoing disputes. During the conversation, the podcast also revisited Rick Ross's previous role in mediating the feud between Drake and Meek Mill. Young Miami asked Ross if he could envision playing a similar role in resolving the current tension with Drake. Ross's response was notably non-committal. While he did not entirely rule out the possibility of facilitating a peace process with Drake, he made it clear that he wasn't actively seeking to resolve the situation at present. Ross emphasized that any potential reconciliation would be contingent on the circumstances and his personal feelings at the time. This approach reflects his broader philosophy on handling conflicts, addressing them when the moment is right, but not pushing for resolution unless he genuinely feels inclined to do so. His relaxed and pragmatic attitude towards the feud showcases a mature perspective, where he prefers to let situations evolve naturally rather than forcing outcomes. For those who follow hip-hop closely, this stance by Ross is insightful. It highlights how high-profile feuds and reconciliations in the industry often hinge on personal dynamics and timing. The idea that Ross might step in as a mediator again, but only if it aligns with his perspective and circumstances, underscores the nuanced nature of such conflicts. It's a reminder that, in the world of hip-hop, resolutions are often as much about personal readiness and timing as they are about public or professional pressures. Despite the serious nature of the conversation, the podcast took a lighter turn when Young Miami delved into Rick Ross's personal life, specifically his dating experiences. Ross responded with a dose of humor, playfully describing himself as extremely hyperactive during romantic encounters. He elaborated that if there is a strong connection with someone, he can easily spend the whole night immersed in the moment, fully enjoying the experience. This shift in tone provided a refreshing contrast to the earlier discussion about conflicts and rivalries. Ross's candid and humorous take on his personal life allowed listeners to see a more relaxed and personable side of him. It's moments like these that reveal the multifaceted nature of artists. Beyond their public personas and professional achievements, they have relatable, everyday experiences that resonate with fans. For fans of hip-hop and rap, this glimpse into Ross's personal side adds depth to his public image. It shows that while he navigates the complexities of the music industry and high-profile disputes, he also has a playful and engaging side that makes him more relatable. This blend of serious discussion and lightheartedness reflects the diverse aspects of his character, making his interviews not just informative but also entertaining. Overall, Rick Ross conveyed a laid-back attitude toward his conflict with Drake, illustrating that while he remains open to the possibility of a truce, it's not something that keeps him up at night. His appearance on the Caresha podcast highlighted both his easygoing nature and his ability to navigate serious topics with a sense of humor and perspective. Ross's nonchalant approach to the feud underscores a broader maturity and calmness in dealing with industry conflicts. He made it clear that while he's not actively pursuing a resolution, he's not closing the door entirely. This balanced perspective reflects his ability to handle professional disputes with a level head, prioritizing his peace and career over lingering animosities. The podcast episode also allowed listeners to see a different side of Ross, one that is both engaging and humorous. His candid remarks about his personal life added a relatable and entertaining dimension to the conversation, providing a well-rounded view of the artist. This blend of seriousness and lightheartedness showcased Ross's versatility, demonstrating that he can address important issues while still maintaining a sense of humor and authenticity. For fans of hip-hop, this appearance served as a reminder of the complexities behind the public personas of artists like Rick Ross. It highlighted how they manage their personal and professional lives, navigating conflicts with a mix of maturity and humor. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And of course, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Until next time, Hip Hop fam.